Hey y'all, I'm Wabba Jack, and today I will be doing a Daedric Artifacts tier list. I've watched a few Daedric Artifacts tier lists and they're all wrong. So today I will be hitting you over the head with some quality opinions. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're coming back, if this isn't your first time here and you haven't already done so, please don't be afraid to subscribe. We're on the road to 100 subscribers and it would be great if you could be a part of that. Alright, let's go. First up is Azura's Star. It can capture white souls, which are anything but NPC souls, and it's infinitely reusable, so I think it's only fair that Azura's Star sits in the C tier. Now you might be thinking, but Wabba Jack, that sounds great. Infinitely reusable, can capture souls and help you level your enchanting without carrying a million soul gems on your person at all times. Why is it only C tier? If you take the star to Nalacar to repair, he'll give you the black star, which is better than Azura's Star because it captures both white and black souls. And why not con on the market, am I right? And therefore, I place it in the A tier. Next up, we have Dawnbreaker. I put Dawnbreaker in the B tier. It's got a decent amount of damage and it doesn't weigh too much. It's a great weapon against vampires because it leads them to a fiery death. It also has a chance of causing a fiery explosion against the undead. I could have showed y'all some B-roll of some Daedric killing, but be honest, you wanted to see this instead. Then we have the Ebony Blade. Definitely not a bad weapon, decent damage, and decently lightweight. It's two-handed, but swings as fast as a one-handed. Plus,
it absorbs the life essence of your foes.
You gain health points from your enemies. It's A tier. The Ebony Male is one of the best armors in the game. On top of that, it's enchanted, so your enemies will get poisoned if they get too close. And during the quest, you nearly get a full set of ebony armor minus the helm. It's A tier stuff. The Mace of Moloch Baal. The Mace of Moloch Baal deals a pretty decent amount of damage. And also soul traps, so it's great to use with the Black Star or Azura's Star if you made the wrong choice. It damages an enemy's stamina and magicka, so I think it's an A tier artifact. Next, we have the Mask of Clavicus Vile, which is pretty good since it increases your sales prices and decreases the cost of items. It also fortifies your persuasion, making it easier to convince people of just about anything. It's not a super fun item, but it's useful. I'd put it in the D tier. Now you might be thinking, what about the Ruleful Axe? Well, first off, for any less experienced players, the Ruleful Axe does not count as a Daedric artifact, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. It's really no better in terms of damage than any steel battle axe. It does some stamina damage, but this is the only weapon I've never chosen to get because you have to kill a dog to get it, and I never do that because I deal with my demons with caffeine. But if you're at all curious where I'd put the Ruleful Axe, I'd plant that garbage in F tier. I would go lower if I could. Maroon's Razor. I truly believe this little buddy has saved me from quite a few dragons, so it would be rude not to put it in S tier. Not super exciting, but 5 free levels is nothing to scoff at. Plus, Hermaeus Mora is inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, so B tier. Don't at me. Next up, the Ring of Nymeria. It's a cool concept if you like eating people for a small amount of health points. I personally forget I have the ring. So I'm putting it in D tier, and that's only because I think it's kind of cool. I don't find it to be very useful. Let's talk about the Savior's Hide. There are definitely higher ranking light armors in the game. I do give some credence to the fact that it's the only armor with magic resistance in the game. It also has poison resistance, but I don't find poisonings to be a huge problem. And you have to forgo the Ring of Hircine to get it, so I'm putting it in E tier. Speaking of the Ring of Hircine, being a werewolf is a good time in Skyrim, especially when fighting more difficult enemies early in the game. And as long as you're already a werewolf, the Ring of Hircine gives you extra transformations, which is nice when your wolf form wears off and you just don't want to let go, baby. I put the Ring of Hircine in C tier. The Skeleton Key. I've seen so many people putting this in C tier or above. Send me that fine stuff you're smoking. It's not super useful. Lock picks are numerous in the game. You can easily get over 200 without even trying, and they're super cheap. It also becomes irrelevant once your lockpicking skill is advanced to the point where your lockpicks no longer break. Plus, the game will back me up here. They make you return it. Even the game knows it's not that good and you're eventually not going to need it. I know you're going to say, but Magic Hat, you can make it legendary and gain infinite levels with it. There are better skills to do that with, like with Illusion, where you can ride through the streets casting Muffle all the time. Lockpicking can be tedious. Don't lie to yourselves just because you like Brynjolf's face. It's an E-tier artifact. The Skull of Corruption. It's pretty cool. Basically, you steal people's dreams and you use them against other people. It's an effective weapon and super unique. I'd put it in C tier. Spellbreaker. Y'all out here doing Spellbreaker dirty. I know shields can be less than exciting for some people. I mean, do you put your weapon in one hand and your shield in the other? Or do you put fiery death in the other? But Spellbreaker is easily one of the best shields in the game and very effective against magic users and dragon, frost, and fire. Y'all, it's S tier.
Remind me of my cousin. You won't get the best of me.
Volendrong. Two-handed but swings like a one-handed. Absorbs stamina so it allows for more power attacks. I'm not jumping out of my skin to get it, but it's useful. I'd put it in D tier. The Sanguine Rose. I'm conflicted. The artifact itself summons a Dremora for 60 seconds. I mean, the Dremora can deal some damage. And he has a lot of funny one-liners.
I will not save you now! Now you suffer!
This isn't.
Are you prepared for your death? There could be no other end.
He's not the most effective. But the quest for this item. I know it's not about the quest, but this is one of my favorite Daedric quests. You have a drinking contest, you save a goat named Glinda, you fight a giant, and you come home to this.
Darling, I've been waiting for you to return to consummate our love.
But it's not about the quest. If y'all want me to do a tier list for Daedric quests, let me know in the comments. I've got opinions. I put the Sanguine Rose in E tier because my heart can't take putting it in F tier. The Wabba Jack. It's cool, okay? You can turn even the most powerful enemies into sweet rolls, but it's super random. I used it, and this happened. And then this happened. And then this happened.
Who seeks death?
It's fun, but unreliable. It goes in D tier. And there you have it. My very correct opinions. If you agree with me or if you disagree, please let me know in the comments. Let me know what your favorite Daedric artifact is. Can you sway my opinions? Who knows? That's the fun. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're not afraid, you can subscribe. Bye, y'all.